lot of prospective clients ask us, how does Endeavor help me find jobs? More than 80% of all jobs for professionals are filled via word of mouth and networking, the same way they always have been. In fact, less than 1% of all jobs are outsourced to recruiting firms. Unfortunately, nearly every candidate spends the vast majority of his or her time focused on internet job boards and recruiting firms. The only way to find jobs that are filled via word of mouth is to build your network of the key executive decision makers and then reach out to them so you can start the conversation and get in that word of mouth discussion. Most candidates don't know how to do this kind of work, don't have the right resources to do it, or don't feel comfortable in engaging in this kind of activity. Endeavor helps our clients rapidly build your network of the key decision makers you need to reach. Then Endeavor helps you reach out to get the conversation started. Knowing what to say, how to say it, and when to follow up is key to keeping this dialogue moving so you get to the next step. Our system, called networking and prospecting, is very different than cold calling. Cold calling is painful and ineffective, and everyone hates it for a reason. You're calling someone you don't know, you're interrupting their day, and they can get a little bit grumpy when you do get through to them. Networking and prospecting is very different from cold calling. You reach out to them in a way that they welcome, via email. You're not interrupting their day because they can get to it when they have time. It's going directly to them, so you're not having to go through gatekeepers. It's unlikely that you'll get a grumpy response because if they're not interested and don't want to engage in dialogue with you, they simply won't return your call. That's a kind of passive rejection that most of us can handle. One of the very best tools we have for our clients to engage in networking and prospecting is LinkedIn. More than 2/3 of the executive decision makers you need to reach are already on LinkedIn. Endeavor helps you reach out to them and build your network quickly because of how we do it and what we say. Most of these professionals will readily accept your invitation to connect. However, building your network and getting someone to accept your invitation to connect won't do you any good unless you can successfully take the next step. The most important part of the networking and prospecting system is the prospecting message. This is an email from you to them that essentially says, "Thanks for accepting my invitation to connect. Here's who I am, and here's what I'm looking for. You look very well connected in that arena. I would love to set up a time to visit with you further on the phone to see how we might be able to help each other. How about Tuesday at 3 o'clock? Now, not everyone is going to respond with a positive message saying they would like to visit further. In fact, only about 10 to 15% will. While that number sounds low, it's actually very high. These are very busy executive decision makers. When they respond, they're interested. They're not going to waste their time in idle chit-chat. Then, your Endeavor agent helps guide you on what to say, how to say it, and when to follow up for this phone conversation, so you can explore where this interest is coming from and then find out how you can get to the next step.